There are 5,000 pet shelters nationwide trying to give you a chance to adopt an animal today. 5 to 7 million animals enter shelters every year. This is a staggering number. Today, I want you to consider being a hero and adopting an animal. In figure 1.1 of the handout that I gave you guys, Dogster shows that 57% of Americans have dogs in their home, and most treat the animals like they were family members. This is because people feel attached to pets. There are many reasons to adopt an animal, and today I want to show you some benefits of owning a pet. So there are many health benefits to owning a pet that most people don't even realize. WebMD and other sources agree with the Atlantic that shows that therapy helps older patients. So animal therapy, they bring a dog in and it just relaxes and it relieves stress of patients in the hospital. That's because animals have the power to lower blood pressure and lower stress and anxiety levels. There are many health benefits with the family, which brings us to personal reasons. So when a family adopts a pet, it always feels like the pet is a family member. And tying in with health, when you adopt a pet, it helps your kids build immunities to outside sources because that's what pets do. And it teaches them about responsibility. A big part of having a pet in the household is teaching kids how to be responsible and take care of an animal. Be loving and caring and make time to be with the animal. And these characteristics will carry out through life. Another big helpful thing that animals bring to the household is coping with death. When a child loses an animal at a young age, it helps them cope with death early so that later they won't have lasting problems and fear of death later. Dogs are also very loyal creatures, as well as all pets. Dogs also protect households. So I want to reference the Iliad by Homer, where Hades has a three-headed dog in the gates of hell that actually guard the gates. So even in ancient Greece, they reference dogs as being very protective and loyal. Basically, when you have a dog, you become a hero, because when you adopt a dog, you save a dog's life from the shelter. When shelters don't have enough room for these pets that come in, they obviously have to put some down. So many animals die in shelters because people will not adopt. And I think adoption is much better than spending money to buy a dog. Yes, the dog is purebred and stuff, but that dog will give you the same love as one that's adopted. There's also a myth that adopted dogs are bad. That's not always true. Most adopted dogs could just come off the street, could just be bred and then come off the street. I mean, accidents happen. Most dogs in shelters are actually because of divorce and maybe the family moved and the dog ended up in a shelter. Just because the dog's in a shelter doesn't necessarily mean that the dog's done something bad. Shelter animals are just as nice as animals that are bought. So, in conclusion, owning an animal helps bring a family together, and it also teaches kids very important characteristics that need to be learned at a young age, such as being respectful of animals and coping with death and just being responsible overall. There's lots of health reasons, and owning an animal also helps with a longer life. I mean, if it's so easy to just adopt a dog and just fit it into your schedule to feed the dog and take the dog for walks, because it's just going to give you exercise and it's just going to help you out. And if that means having a longer life, adopting a dog, I think it's worth it. So in conclusion, adopting a dog, everybody should do it today. And the statistics speak for themselves. I think everybody should own a dog.